present, a lot of problems. That was an impressive game to watch, the Portland Indiana game as a fan, just watching that game, the plays that were made throughout the course of the game by different individuals. George Hill coming off a career high of 37, his ability to get to the rim, his ability to make threes. And then pick and roll was extremely tough. You got Hilbert rolling, you got David West being able to pop and make shots, Luis Scola being able to do the same thing. So, and that was with Paul George having an off night. So, a lot you have to handle.
The best team in the East, from your performance against the best in the West, what do you take from that with this young team's basketball players? I looked at the video with them. What did you do particularly well in that game?
Well, I think you take a lot of different lessons. You take the difference in the two halves and being able to concentrate on the game plan, being able to stick to it, trust it, communicate it, and give it an opportunity to succeed. And that's what we did in the second half. We talked about helping ourselves. There are a lot of situations where we could have helped ourselves in the first half. Then you go back to the Indiana game. We showed we can score the basketball, 50 points in the first half, but just continue to be committed throughout the course of the game. There's going to be some adversity in this game. They're too good of a team. Their defense is too good. But being able to continue to trust each other, to get shots. We need to score more in the paint. We got to have more than 30 points in the paint. Last time we played Indiana, we get over 50 against Oklahoma City, so we show we can get to the paint against shot blockers and be successful.
Coach, Paul came up with a great note stat scene. You're the first team since '91 to have 6 players average at least 12 a game. You've always said that you don't ever go into a game telling somebody where the ball's going to go. You think that's what it's a product of, or is it just balance?
I think overall our message hasn't changed of just being able to trust your teammate. And you see that probably in these last few games of guards doing their job. Maybe it's being double teamed and causing 2 people to react to you. Then getting off the basketball and letting the big make the decision. Maybe it's a big catching and shooting. Maybe he's going to swing it to pick and roll. Maybe he's going to throw it to his partner. So being able to trust whatever decision because the intent is there. The good intent is there from each teammate, and trust them.
Having bigs who can pass the ball, how much does that allow you to do more when you've got Kyle who, hits a lot of backdoor cutters, and Nick can do the same?
I think that's vital. As a coach, I love going into a game and being able to rely on whether it's inbound and whether it's side out of bounds underneath, or our bigs being able to catch the ball and make plays. And so I think all of our bigs are above average in doing so.
Jacque, where is Nick at in his return? Where do you think he is right now as far as having missed that time and coming back?
He's probably not 100%, just because, like I said, I put him in the upper echelon of the guys that conditioning-wise, and so he'll get a good test again against Hilbert tonight, and the physicality of being able to bump and still run the floor and then make that shot in the fourth quarter, and that's all conditioning. But I don't think he's 100%.
You mean the concussions? He's okay from that? Just
concussion-wise, he's fine.
Everything else.
Conditioning-wise, yeah.
Coach, you hear about the 24-hour rule, putting a loss or a big win behind you in 24 hours and moving on to the next. Do you find that true heading into this one, or can you kind of ride momentum on how big of a win that was against the Thunder?
I really think you just you take each game as it is. You take the lessons from the games previously and you try to use them, whether good or bad. There'll probably be an opportunity for me to reflect back in a huddle or something of that nature where we've been here before, we played this team, this is how we found success. So you can reflect back on that game, but we don't know how this thing is going to play out tonight. It can be an entirely different game.
Film review of that inbounds pass where you got the 5-second violation.
Yes.
What did you see execution-wise, and how do you guys avoid that from happening again?
I told the guys as we watched it that I'm going to rip up all inbound plays that are heading towards the sideline. So there it goes. We won't have enough.
Jacque, you talk about points in the paint and Nick tonight playing against Roy. What does Nick have to do to go from here to here?
I think you'll see that with measured consistency and success on a nightly basis. Okay, so whether it's guarding Larry Sanders against Milwaukee, whether it's showing his athleticism and being able to handle that against Andre Drummond in Detroit, whether it's handling a physical guy like Kendrick Perkins, or going into tonight, Hibbert 2 times in less than a week. So the consistency in his performance, that's where the growth is going to come, where he's confident and he's producing just consistently against all the good bigs in this league.
Speaking of confidence, 2 games in a row that Mo's played the entire fourth quarter. Do you sense a confidence in him, or are you more confident in him now than you might have been a few weeks ago?
The whole part of this process is from A to Z that player is not the same. Okay, we're somewhere in the middle. Where's the middle? N, M, O, somewhere around there. So I just want growth from A, and that's where we're at right now. And he's at a position right now where he's garnered some trust from the coaching staff, and we've put him in a position to find success, and he's leaned on that, and he's gotten better. He's deserved those minutes in the fourth quarter. I want it to continue. I want it to be a struggle and a battle for me to think, who am I going to leave in the game in the fourth quarter?
Coach, last time you played Indiana a week ago, their bench outscored your bench 49-19. During this 4-game home winning streak, your bench is averaging 41 points per game. How do you keep them loose now that expectations are starting to go up as far as what you're expecting out of them?
I think you don't panic when a guy turns the ball over. You still hold them accountable. The accountability comes from each other. They don't want to let each other down. Again, important tonight, second unit. Last time at third place, Granger, C.J. Watson, Louis Scola really turned the game around. So great challenge for our guys to come out and meet that challenge.
Going back to Nick, as far as this season goes, is it more about him staying healthy more than him actually making the jump? It seems like, back in December when he got over the ankle injury, he started putting some big games together, and then he had the concussion, and so now, he's got double-doubles in 3 of the past 4 games. Is it just about him staying healthy and staying aggressive?
We really think he's going to stay, healthy. That's the goal, and I think he's proven that he's a guy that can play, mass minutes. He takes care of himself. He takes care of his body. The concussion, that's kind of a fluke thing. Besides that, he would have had the ankle, and I think he would have played in all those other games.
Everyone good?